Hi, I'm Maddie Merrigunter.
I'm Kelly Koenig, and we are going to be talking about interactive bulletin boards. Interactive bulletin boards is just a board or a thing that the teacher can use to have the students interact with the class and use their content they've learned or are learning through the board to be able to do that in a new and fun way. So we're just going to get to talk about interactive bulletin boards.
So, the effectiveness of an interactive bulletin board. So, we researched a study of an intervention in which they practiced using an interactive bulletin board in a class to learn vocabulary and see how effective that was. And the results of that showed that the students they enjoyed the interactive bulletin board and had never really done anything like it. And so they really enjoyed the opportunity to be able to interact with that. And additionally, the teachers responded positively about it and said they had taken a pre and post test, and it showed that there was an increase in knowledge of vocabulary among the students from the results of the post test versus the pre-test. And the data just suggested a higher achievement of vocabulary. And so this is the effectiveness.
All right. So advocates for interactive bulletin boards, we found that low control and medium control teachers would be the biggest advocates, because low control teachers and medium control teachers fight for interaction between classmates and teammates and just being able to work together to get stuff. And a lot of interactive bulletin boards do that, of like, where should we put this thing and where does it match with this on the board, and getting to work together with your classmates for that. As we see in high control classrooms, teachers are more commonly wanting individual work and at their desks where the classes are more organized. So we thought a great advocate of an interactive bulletin board would be low control and medium control teachers.
And a theorist that we thought would support interactive bulletin board, this strategy, is Lev Vygotsky, and he was the father of social learning, and so he was big in communicating as a classroom and interacting in a social way, which also supported their further social skills in their future. And so like this strategy where the students are interacting, each coming up to the board and talking with a big group discussion, he emphasized the importance of collaboration, discussion, and feedback, and this is the perfect way to include those three concepts. And he believed that this was based on collaboration, and this is just what interactive bulletin boards are.
Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the benefits of using an interactive bulletin board in your classroom. And so I'll first talk about the teacher's benefits from using it in their very young classroom, which could be us. So utilizing this tool, an interactive bulletin board, as an informal assessment of just being able to see what the students are posting like this on their own little index card or post-it notes, being able to see if they've picked up the information that you've relayed to them and the content that you're teaching. So being able to just see each and every day as you use it if they're comprehending or need more work, and getting that from using this. Another one is to adopt various levels of complexity. So as you know, in your classroom, many students will be levels behind other students. Many students will be levels ahead of other students. And so through this, you can kind of see what they're taking from it, and being able to let them do their own response if it's more productive or higher level. That can still happen, and you're not telling them a certain way that they have to answer it. They can just be able to post to what they have learned and how they've processed the things in your classroom so far. And then the final benefits for teachers is keeping your students engaged. So oftentimes students need more than just sitting at their desk and doing paperwork, and these can be able to be a way to keep students on task and focused on truly what you're teaching, just because they get their hands moving, their blood flowing, and they can be able to interact with the actual content that you're teaching, interact with what they've learned. And students are always excited to talk and be able to share their own personal experiences with how they've seen what we're teaching and learning in class. And so by giving them this opportunity, they're truly able to present what they've figured out on their own. So yeah.
And so benefits for the student, one is that they can apply what they've learned. So as you've seen, there's various different ways to work with interactive bulletin boards, and so they can apply just like this. They can post what they've learned in a small, simple way. They can do it in drawing form. If they're ELLs, they can benefit from that, and they can also write what they have learned on here. They can solve problems on the board, and so it's a great way to like see what they've mastered and apply what they've learned, and so that's a great benefit for the students themselves. And kind of going off, the benefits for the teachers are also such great benefits for the students, and this keeps the students moving. So the students they love change, and they love to be doing something different, and so they will love and like be so involved in such a strategy because it keeps them moving around, coming up, taking turns, going back and forth onto the board. And another thing is it enables students to actively engage in the content. And so finding other ways to, like the intervention of engaging in the content of vocabulary, they just learn learn in so many different ways, and this is just a great style to include in that and engage in the content.
Do you do learning style?
Yeah, so the learning style that this is most beneficial for are those that have very visual or spatial learners. This is connected because of the ways that they can include a visual guide for learning and are often composed of a creative element. And so those that are visual, like, love hands-on and love to see and visualize how things work or how we can connect different things. They can connect other students' drawings, they connect other students' words, and just see the similarities among that.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about what are the ways to use interactive bulletin boards. We've talked about what they are, and so now we're going to show y'all the different ways that you can do this. So the first way that teachers do it is through moving parts bulletin boards. This kind of looks like what we showed you here, where you can have the students say, or you can ask the students, what are advocates of the background? And then they can post what they think their answer is here. Essentially, moving parts is different parts on the bulletin board that's moving. It can also be shown through them posting their own sticky notes of their thoughts and ideas of what benefits are for students or whatever you're teaching in your class. So yeah, these can kind of uncover hidden answers, and they can show you a good way of how well the students know the content and know what you're teaching them through the bulletin board. So yeah, the teachers will just create the information that the students have to do through the moving parts. This is probably one of the most popular types of interactive bulletin boards, just like what you think of when you think of one. Yes, so then posting information bulletin boards, this is also a way for the students to do their responses, that this can be electronically bulletin boards is what I've heard, and also by asking them to do a personal response at their desk, get up and post an answer, or place it wherever they see fit for themselves. So these are for the comparing answers and getting students to just talk with the class more. This is a good class activity for them to be able to put together their thoughts on one place. And then takeaway materials, interactive bulletin boards. This is best for when teachers have a handout at the end of it that they want the students to be able to grab. So if there's a little pocket on the interactive bulletin board and the students take away the homework problem or the assessment or whatever it is, but the rest of the board has to do with it, just that little section has a little takeaway portion. So that is great for the teachers to be able to use this as a tool of getting the students work or something to just be able to take home or take to their seat. So yeah, that is interactive bulletin boards.
Yep, thanks for watching.